I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I have an opinion and I share it with you. I am the salt of the earth. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Salt of the Earth podcast. Yesterday, February 28, 2025, the Oval Office hosted a showdown. President Donald Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky went head to head in a meeting that was supposed to be diplomatic, but turned into a screaming match. The world's watching, and I've got the full story, plus some jaw-dropping twists. What happened? What is Zelensky playing at? And where do we go from here? Buckle up. This is a wild one. Let's set the scene. Zelensky flew into D.C., pushing a deal: Ukraine's rare earth minerals, lithium, cobalt, the good stuff for tech and defense, in exchange for continued U.S. support against Russia's invasion, now dragging into its fourth year. President Trump saw this as his moment to shine as a peacemaker. He's been crystal clear he wants this war over, lives saved, and peace restored. Just last week, he said, quote, "The Ukraine war has to end. I'm not picking sides. I'm stopping the dying," end of quote. He's been talking to President Putin, pitching a ceasefire and framing himself as the guy who can end the carnage. So this meeting was supposed to be a win-win. Minerals for us, peace for them. Spoiler, it wasn't. Picture it. Trump, Vance, and Zelensky in the Oval Office. Cameras on, press in the room. It starts polite. President Trump says, "I hope I'm going to be remembered as a peacemaker." Zelensky nods. Then the wheels come off. Vice President J.D. Vance kicks it off. He's long been skeptical of U.S. aid to Ukraine and defends Trump's talks with Putin, saying, quote, "Diplomacy is the only way to peace," end of quote. He jabs at the Biden years for escalating the mess. Zelensky snaps back. "Putin broke ceasefire before Crimea 2014. What kind of diplomacy, JD, are you talking about?" Vance calls him disrespectful for mouthing off on camera. Trump jumps in, voice booming, "You are not in a good position. You are gambling with millions of lives. You are gambling with World War III. It's a free-for-all. Trump and Vance hammer Zelensky for not appreciating U.S. help. Zelensky fires back. Quote, "You might not feel this war now, but you could." And Trump roars, "Don't tell us what we are gonna feel. We are trying to fix this." Here's where it gets juicy. Treasury Secretary Ted Bessent dropped a bombshell after the meeting. Quote, "This was the third time Zelensky agreed to the mineral deal's terms, only to back out." This time, Bessent says it was a staged media stunt. Zelensky knew he'd tank it for the cameras. What's his game? Is he stringing us along to keep the aid flowing? Is he flexing for his own people, showing he won't bend to Trump? Whatever it is, it stinks. 3 flip-flops on a deal this big isn't incompetence, it's calculated. President Trump's take is all about saving lives. Post-meeting, on Truth Social he wrote, quote, "I don't want advantage, I want peace," end of quote. He's arguing Zelensky's stubbornness, especially rejecting a deal that could pass the fighting with Russia, is killing people. Trump laid it out, quote, "You are either going to make a deal or we are out. And if we are out, you'll fight it out," end of quote. The meeting collapses. No deal, no handshake. Zelensky is escorted out. No press conference, just tension. Trump posts that Zelensky disrespected the United States in his cherished Oval Office and can return when he's ready for peace. Zelensky counters on X, thanking America but doubling down. Quote, "Ukraine needs just and lasting peace, and we are working for that," end of quote. The fallout is electric. This was a historic first. Never has a U.S. president shoot out a foreign leader on live TV like that. Republicans are all in for Trump. Senator Lindsey Graham's even calling for Zelensky to resign. Democrats, though, are Team Zelensky. No surprise here, right? Chuck Schumer says Trump and Vance are doing Putin's bidding, and Adam Schiff's hailing Zelensky as a hero. Globally, it's a split. Europe's Keir Starmer and Swedish leaders pledge more for Ukraine, while Russia's Dmitry Medvedev gloats over Trump's slap to Zelensky. Diplomacy's a mess, but Trump's not backing off his peace push. Now, let's talk money, because we, the majority in the USA, are done funding this war, especially when Zelensky cannot explain where our cash went. We have sent Ukraine over $175 billion since 2022. Zelensky claims he's only seen 75 billion, leaving 100 billion up in smoke. That's our money. Here's the tally. 70 billion in cash and budget aid, 67 billion in weapons, javelins, stinkers, HIMARS, millions of rounds of ammo like 155mm shells, Abrams tanks, over 600 armored vehicles, plus training and humanitarian aid. And he shrugs, quote, I don't know where it is, end of quote. That's not oversight. That's a disgrace. Most of us are sick of it. Polls show over 60% of Americans want to cut aid and focus on home. What do Americans think of this whole mess? The majority, us regular folks, are pissed. A January 2025 Gallup poll had 58% saying we are tired of backrolling Ukraine, and after yesterday's circus, that's probably higher. We see Trump as trying to stop a war we don't want, while Zelensky's playing games with our money and lives. Social media's buzzing. Posts from folks in Ohio, Texas, California all say the same. Why are we footing the bill for this drama? Trump's right, end it. Sure, some coastal elites and DC insiders back Zelensky, but out here in the real world, we are over it. Peace sounds better than another blank check. So what's next? Option 1. President Trump leans harder into peace. He's already chatted with President Putin this month, and with VP Vance heading to Munich soon, they might force Ukraine to the table, maybe cede Crimea for a ceasefire. President Trump's framing it as lives saved, and if he yanks US support, Ukraine's stuck leaning on Europe, which might not step up. Option 2. Zelensky digs in. He sneaks deals without ironclad security, and after this public spat, he might gamble on Europe and some US Democrats to keep fighting. Risky. Russia's got 20% of Ukraine, and the war is relentless. Option 3. The chaos card. Trump's push flops. Europe could see us as ditching an ally. NATO phrase. Putin smells blood and doubles down. Trump wants peace, but this could ignite more war instead. Here's my take. President Trump's fighting for peace. Nobody sane wants more dead kids in Ukraine. He's said it a million times. This is about saving lives, not flexing power. But Zelensky's triple backstab and yesterday's stunt show he's not serious. He's a gambler with blood on the table. Most of us Americans, we are with President Trump. Stop the war, keep our money, save the world from World War III. This isn't diplomacy. It's a wake-up call. Zelensky better get real, or he's not just losing Trump, he's losing us all. And if that happens, good luck facing Putin alone, buddy, because America is done playing your game. Be the salt of the earth.